For years, it was Ronaldo versus Messi, mainly in the El Clasico. And I'm going to keep this rivalry alive, but in North Korea. Because I have set up both players at the start of their careers in the 3rd division of North Korean football. And we're going to see if they continue to rival each other whilst dragging their clubs to the top division and maybe international brilliance. I've tracked them at their respective clubs by adding a future transfer to other clubs, and I've had to make them both North Korean. Simply because in North Korea, you are not allowed to have any foreign players in your club. And I've made them 16, of course, so they don't retire in a couple of seasons. Shandong is the club Ronaldo is trapped at for 20 years, and Moranbong is the home for the foreseeable future of Lionel Messi. So be prepared for complete and utter dominance from two of the greatest players of all time in a league I dare say none of us know anything about. Those solo performances of these two GOATs carrying these teams up to the very top, but who will have more success? Whose moments of brilliance will transcend the others? Because there are some huge numbers being created in this experiment. We should also note that the national team is 110th currently, because we might as well check that too. And there are no surprises that in the first season, both teams in question earned promotion fairly easily, with Ronaldo's as champion, with Ronaldo also running away with the golden boot. It isn't until the second year where things get a little interesting. Now, unfortunately, where I've had the save game file, it saved at the point of when the 1st division ends, but the 2nd division is still going. There's still a game left, but what I can tell you is Shandong actually qualify as well as they get themselves promoted as well as this top team here. But Moranbong does not. That's, of course, Lionel Messi's side. So Moranbong is actually going to be left in that 2nd division. Cristiano Ronaldo is going to take his team into the Premier Division of North Korea. And probably more deservedly too, because he scored 63 goals this season. And we're going into the point where there's actually real players like this lovely fellow, because his face cam is amazing. I've never seen that. That's hilarious. So he's actually retiring, which is a shame as well. But that guy is 3rd with 32 goals. You'd think that's an insane tally. But no, Cristiano Ronaldo actually got 63. Messi got 42. Ronaldo obviously heads the average rating. It's disgusting, really, the amount of goals he's scoring, because he got 98 last season. Again, the similar scenario. He wasn't there. He got 24 out of 27 games he played in. He won man of the match. So he would have scored over 100 goals if he had played the full 30 games. He missed 3 games, and they still did incredibly well. So that's quite interesting. He's going to go into the Premier Division. Without Messi, this is the first little gap that they've had between each other. The standard of football is probably not going to increase that much in the top division, though. I found that in the 3rd year, some things were just really strange, because Moranbong managed to get themselves promoted as champions. With Lionel Messi, of course, they had 4 losses, but he did not score like as many goals as what I thought he would. He could come in 4th with only 21 goals in 24 appearances. Now, that could be because he's playing out on the wings, maybe. Nope, he's playing as a striker. So I don't really know what's happening here with Lionel Messi. But he's not exactly cutting the mustard in North Korea. He isn't exactly adapting to North Korean football like Cristiano Ronaldo is. Because, if you cannot score up front more than 26 goals with these caliber of players, and you're Lionel Messi, then you've got to be asking yourself, what am I doing here? Because this is the 2nd division as well. He got the highest average rating, he got the most assists, blah, blah, blah. He got the most player of the matches, and they did get themselves promoted as champions. But we know Ronaldo was just way better in these divisions. Speaking of which, he also is not the top scorer of the top division. And this is where I'm kind of scratching my head, because I thought they would dominate in this division. Shandong finished in 7th place, exactly in the mid-table. And I'm kind of thinking now, are they going to struggle to actually win the top division? Because April 25, which, again, some of the names are hilarious. They finished as champions. They've been champions the last couple of years. They don't exactly have their top scorer, but like their key players, this guy, the defender, who probably marked Cristiano Ronaldo out the game, because Ronaldo only got 26 goals in probably 20 appearances. Okay, so he's not playing nowhere near the amount as what he was in the first season, where they had an extra 10 games. Still a good goal tally to game ratio, but only 26 goals. He had the highest average rating, but he could not carry them to a league title without Messi in the league. Now Messi's going to be joining him for the next season, and we got the head-to-head going on again, so we'll see how that goes. We've also got World Cup qualifications coming up soon, because North Korea are in the Asian qualifying section for the FIFA World Cup. They are ranked number 94th now, so they are getting better. Their key player is Lionel Messi, and if you take a look at their tactic, he plays in behind Ronaldo up front. This is very good. This is very interesting. This is kind of the side of it that I never anticipated having to do, because they had to be North Korean to play in the league. So I'm like, oh, now we can see an added little factor of maybe they can carry North Korea to the latter stages of the World Cup. That would just be bonkers. And to be fair, North Korea, the people of North Korea actually think that they've done that in real life, don't they? Because the propaganda in that country of them lying to them, well, no comment. Unfortunately, they didn't make it to the World Cup after losing in the playoffs on penalties. Alright, so this is year 3, and this is where I think this experiment is going to be way more interesting than what I anticipated it to be, because Moranbong finished in 6th place with Lionel Messi, and Shandong finishing 8th. So Moranbong come into the division season after Cristiano Ronaldo's side and actually overtook them in the league, and they're not dominating this division, which I find absolutely hilarious. So we've got a new champion of the division after April 25 won the last 2 divisions. The team before that, Ryom Young, was crowned champions again after only losing 2 matches. Neither of them were against the 2 clubs that we're focused on. But the goals, Ronaldo got 31. He isn't the top scorer again. This guy is. Ri Kang-guk is the top scorer, the 25-year-old for the champions. Ronaldo did have the highest average rating, with Messi coming in there in 2nd place, and he had the most man of the matches as well with 10. But they are not having the ability to dominate, and I find that just hilarious. Now, we cannot, and I find this really strange, you cannot check, this is last season's fixtures. You actually cannot check this season's fixtures, because I wanted to see how they did against them, but I'll have to see that next year unless I went through each fixture, which I simply am not going to do. Soon I'll take bigger steps into the future so that we're not covering it year by year. But I had to come back the year after because Ronaldo and Shandong got relegated with only 17 points. What's weird about this season though is he also got the golden boot with 35 goals. Nipped by 9 as well. April 25 player there in 2nd place. Lionel Messi there in 3rd. Moranbong finishing 7th place, mid-table again. But Shandong with Cristiano Ronaldo goes back down to the 2nd division. I really, and I cannot stress that enough, did not think I'd be suggesting that any one of these teams would go anywhere near the relegation. I thought as soon as they get into the top division, it's just going to be a case of who wins the title each year. Maybe they crisscross. Maybe one of them dominates. No, I was wrong. Neither of them are really doing anything in this division. If anything, they're both really struggling. And Ronaldo's team's gone down. I can't believe it. That's hilarious. He does come straight back up though as champions and scores 67 goals in the process of the Golden Boot race as well. You just know he would have been seething knowing Messi was in that top division without him, carrying his team to a 3rd place finish. I feel like Ronaldo really took offense to the fact that they got relegated, because they came back in 2nd place, just 2 points off winning the league from April 25, who is the first time they've won it in 4 years. The team that has been winning it finished in 3rd. Now, Messi's team dropped down to 6th place, so they still did quite well. They had a good goal difference, but Ronaldo got 34 goals. He had the highest average rating. Messi did not score that many goals this year, just the 23 in 18 appearances, so Ronaldo far and away outperformed Lionel Messi here, dragging his team from promotion this season up into 2nd place and almost pinching the title. The league reputation's actually increased as well. We were down at 51st after 1 year. We're now up to 26th. That's probably because we've got 2 of the most famous players ever in this division now, really putting a spotlight on North Korea, who's a very private place. But let's take a look at the nation. They're in 88th place, which is quite good. In the qualifiers though, it isn't that good. They finished bottom of their group. They didn't even get into the playoffs where they finished last time. They only won one game, which was against Bahrain away from home. We go 3 years into the future. April 25 has been winning the league each time, and we've got both of our teams fighting out for that Asian Champions League spot, with Shandonya actually winning it this time round with 39 points. That's Ronaldo's team. He has 27 goals with 8.71 average rating. Messi has 14 assists, but there's 2 players ahead of him in the average rating. I really feel like Messi is slacking. I don't know what it is, but I feel like he is definitely slacking. Only 14 goals in 20 appearances. It's not that good, is it? If we take a look at Moran Bong, he is still playing up front in a 4-4-2. I would be thinking that he should be scoring at least a goal a game, probably more than that. Ronaldo has been, and we could take a look at their team, and they have been using him in that role as that striker, and he's been doing really well. So you cannot really knock him, to be honest. He's been getting, I mean, last season he only played 13 games. He still scored 22 goals. That's still more than Messi. The season before, he got 36. Huge goal tally there for Ronaldo. He's been doing exceptionally well. But if we do take a look at the stages previously, Shandonya finished runners-up again, this time a little bit further away, in the last 3 seasons. So this is the first season where they haven't finished as runners-up, but Moran Bong each time. They really were close to being relegated in this division, in this league campaign here. They finished in 10th place, just to 4 points above the drop there. So a big drop up, but they've managed to put their ideas up and finish in 5th place back-to-back. We have about 5 years left of this experiment, and I'm worried that nobody is going to win the league, because April 25, I've gone to 2037 now, so another 5 years since we last looked at it. April 25 has dominated North Korean football. The league reputation itself is up to 20th, which is the highest it's been from like 38th. So they've done wonders for the league. But Shandonya there in 3rd place, Moran Bong in 5th place, Ronaldo still getting 36 goals. No sign of Messi whatsoever. He's still here. He's just not exactly doing much. We're at age 31 now. We can see he's had some fantastic years still. 34 goals with 10 assists, 24 goals there with 15 assists. It's just the last couple of years, it's been pretty pants there for Lionel Messi, the former Argentinian. He's now North Korean. But Ronaldo, on the other hand, 36 league goals this season is the highest he's had since this season here, where he played 21 games and got 43. He's played less games recently, but still that average rating. He's definitely benefited from North Korean football a lot more than what Lionel Messi is. And if we go back each 5 years, Moran Bong finished above them last season. They actually finished runners-up the season before that. That might be when Messi had a really good year. The season before that, they finished in 6th place, and then 4th with Shandonya dropping down to 7th. So they have been crisscrossing. Nobody's really actually took the bull by the horns, though, and tried to win a league. Neither of them's done that yet. But North Korea themselves are up to 67th in the rankings there, which is fantastic. And if we look at the qualifiers, they qualified, I think, for the World Cup in 2038. That's very interesting. They were in a group with France and Canada and actually got promoted or qualified through that group. So they went into the 2nd round, which is then obviously really difficult to see whether they actually qualified again. I very much doubt it. No, they were knocked out by Spain 3-0, unfortunately. But they did get to the 2nd round, so fair play. That's better than what I actually anticipated they do. And if you take a look at North Korea now, 67th in the ranking. But the year is 2040 and we have our first North Korean championship for one of these two teams. And it's Shandonya. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. 33 goals he scored in this campaign, where Shandonya got 55 points, ending the run of terror from April 25, which was about 9 years, something like that. So April 25 actually finished in 2nd place. Moran Bong finished in 4th. We have our first league winner out of the two clubs. Lionel Messi still had a good year. He got 15 assists there, a good average rating. But such a high goal tally once again from Cristiano Ronaldo, age 34. He managed to pick up his first North Korean title, and he only played 17 games out of the 22 games that was played that season. So he's done exceptionally well. Congratulations, Cristiano Ronaldo. But I cannot believe my eyes, because the season after, Moranbong, from nowhere, win the league as champions. 55 points again, the same points tally as what Shandong did it the season before. They go and win it the year after. And yet Messi is not even one of the top goal scorers of the league. They don't have one. He did get a good average rating, not one of the highest by any stretch. He also got 14 assists. Ronaldo had a higher goals tally and a higher average rating. And yet Moranbong win the league. They only lost 3 games. One of them was to April 25, but they did not lose to Shandong. They did draw to them though. I cannot believe that they've managed to do that. Just a season after, with 1 year left, because again, we're in 2041 now. This ends next year. The last season that we have is next year, when these two pretty much end their time in North Korea. So they got 1 year left. If one of them win it, then we probably can declare them the winner. But as it stands, I'll probably say Ronaldo has done better. Despite him getting relegated, he's probably done better in North Korea, who are up to 64th in the world rankings there. Not bad at all. But it comes down to the final league campaign, and neither of them won it. April 25 come back after their 2-year stint without a league title, and they win a league title. So Shandong actually finished in second with 52 points. Moranbong went from the league winners on 55 points down to 38. And Messi is not even in the goals, or the average rating, or the assists. He's had a huge drop-off, which does surprise me. Ronaldo, we can see there with the most goals, the highest average rating, and the most man of the matches. He has been phenomenal. I think we've got to give it to him. He probably adapted to North Korean football better and managed to bring his team up. And I would probably say, even though they got relegated, performed better, which is great. 20th place is where we leave the league reputation. 64th is where we leave the league in their rankings. They did play in a qualifier last year, which they lost to Qatar 3-0. So they do not make the next World Cup, unfortunately. But I think that was quite a very fun experience and an experiment. If you want to see me try it again with a couple of different players in random leagues, let me know what you'd like to see. Maybe we have a look at Erling Haaland and Mbappe at San Marino or something like that. Let me know down in the comments section. But until then, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.